Mopay na gamayang buntag and good morning everyone. We've talked about taking the Life in the UK test, and I think it's time to talk about our application for an indefinite leave to remain here in the UK. What's up you guys? So before we proceed to the topic this week, I just want to introduce myself first. My name is Rona, and I basically vlog anything under the sun, lifestyle, challenges, and of course, nursing bits. So if you are new to this channel and you want to be notified for my new videos, please do hit that subscribe button. Let's proceed. ILR. So as I have mentioned in our intro, ILR stands for Indefinite Leave to Remain. So what are the advantages of having this Indefinite Leave to Remain card? Or as we call it, what are the advantages of actually being a permanent resident here in the UK? First advantage is that you are no longer limited when it comes to work. You are now free to work with any business, profession, or employment, and even self-employment. But of course, you still have to follow the rules and regulation of the UK when it comes to applying for another job or working with another employer. Second advantage is that you are now free to study in the UK. I know your follow-up question would be, what do I need to do if I want to study? Unfortunately, I could not dwell into this one right now because I'm not yet well informed in terms of the rules when it comes to studying here in the UK. But it is written in their gov.uk website that that is the second advantage if you have the ILR or the permanent settlement here in the UK. Third advantage is about healthcare. Healthcare is available free to any person settled here in the UK. The fourth advantage is about accessing benefits and services. If you want to know more about the individuals who are entitled to these benefits and services, I'm gonna put the link in the description box below. Then the next advantage, the fifth advantage, is that if you have any child while you are settled here in the UK, they are automatically given a British citizenship at birth. Then the next one is for family members who wants to live with you while you are a permanent resident here in the UK. Now, there are still requirements though that you need to comply. As for me, of course, I'm still reading through this. So again, I'm gonna put the link in the description box down below. So in general, really, if you now have an ILR, there is no longer any time limit in terms of your ability to stay here in the UK. Although, in your biometric residence permit, there might be an expiration date within 10 years, I think, 10 years. And the advice is just, you have to replace it around 3 months before the expiration date. So now that we have discussed the advantages or the purposes of an ILR visa or an indefinite leave to remain visa, we are now going to discuss the requirements that we need to apply for this type of visa. Now, for those who are in the similar pathway as I am, I had the Tier 2 General Visa before applying. So, I'm gonna discuss this as to how I did it and what are the requirements I submitted. If you have a different type of visa, the gov.uk website do have an eligibility, how do you call that? An eligibility process. So you just have to click on it and check if your visa is eligible or if you tick the requirements that they need for you to apply a settlement visa. So if you're the same as I am, who had a Tier 2 General Visa, then this video is for you. Right, first is you need to have a working visa. For us, it's a Tier 2 General Visa. And the next one is you should have lived in the UK for 5 years. And then, of course, you should have not spent more than 180 days outside of the UK within any 12 months. Then there's the proof that your employer still needs you for the job that you're in here in the UK. I'm gonna tell you later on what proof or what document you can show to prove that your employer still needs you. And of course, the other eligibility criteria is that your job should meet the salary requirement. And of course, if you are 18 to 64 years old, you should have applied and passed the Life in the UK test. Now that we know the criteria or the requirements that we need in order to apply for this visa, how much would it cost us? So on their website, as we speak right now, the cost of the visa application itself is £2,389. But then you still have to pay for the biometrics appointment and some other extra fees. So I would say save up until £2,600 or maybe more than that so that you can be rest assured that you have enough money for this application. Before we proceed to anything else, I'd like to share my sisters and my cousins' business venture. So they started a company called Via Jewelry, wherein they sell 14K and 18K gold-plated and gold vermeil pieces. So their brand is all about diversity, empowerment, and versatility in jewelry that definitely would suit your style. So if you want to find a jewelry that would suit you, visit their website. Their jewelry doesn't tarnish and they're hypoallergenic, so what else could you ask for? I'm gonna put their link in the description box down below, and always remember to have confidence in gold and versatility in jewelry. Now that we know if we are eligible for this application and we have the exact amount of money, or we have enough money to apply for this application, and of course we have passed the Life in the UK test, which we have discussed on my last content. If you haven't seen it, I'm gonna put the link here up above, so click on it. We can now proceed to applying or sending our application. So how do we apply for this ILR? Okay guys, so I'm just gonna use my mobile to show you on how to apply for this ILR visa. So if you just go to the gov.uk website, you will see here that you can search for the application. So you can just type ILR, or you can type in indefinite leave to remain, and if you search on it, it will give you links on where to go. So if you click on the first link, there you go, you would see the benefits of having this application. You would see, so what I mentioned earlier, I took it from this website, working in the UK, studying in the UK. And then you can also see here the links about the accessing benefits and services, about having your family here in the UK. And then if we go back and click on this option where you can find out if you can apply to settle in the UK, this is the link that I have explained earlier, that if you don't have a tier 2 general visa or skilled worker visa, which I am discussing right now, you can figure out, or you can find out if your visa is actually eligible for an ILR if you just click on the continue link and you just fill it in, fill or answer the question that is asked. So let's say I fill in the work visa and tier 2 general visa, which is what we had. The next step, and then there you go, you are again shown the eligibility that is required, the salary requirements, it is there if you want to know more about it, and then the cost is there, and then you can just simply click here on applying online. You must apply online, and then simply click on the green link which says apply now. So if apply now, there you have it. You can basically start your application. So it has 1 of 7 start, and you just go for it. You apply. Let's see, if you are currently in the UK, you click on yes, save and continue, and then yes, just complete the application through this site, and eventually at the end you will be asked to pay, and then you will be linked to the biometrics appointment. And that's how easy it was when I did my application. Of course, before we proceed to the next part of this content, I would just like to thank my friends, specifically Dara, Chris, and Ate April, for the help that they have given me. I am the type of individual who is always anxious when it comes to this types of application, and they helped me throughout my application. So I'm doing the same thing by doing these videos for those who are just like me. So thank you so much to my friends, and let's continue. Now that you have done your application, you need to prepare for your biometrics appointment. Now, what are the requirements that you definitely need to bring? First is the passport. You need to have your old and new passport, of course. Yes, it is essential that you have to have your old passport, especially if it proves or it shows proof of your travels outside the UK within your 5 years residency here in the UK. I hope you get me. So you need to have your old passport and your new passport. Next is you need to have your biometric residence permit card. You need to show that. So those are the mandatory things that you need to bring. Next one, of course, we say mandatory for those requirements, but the rest they might not say mandatory, but I definitely would say that they are definitely still required if you want to be successful in this application. The first document that you need to bring is a letter from your employer, which includes the dates of your absences and the dates of your paid annual leaves. Now, there are two ways to do this. First is that you need to make your own list of the dates, of course, of your absences, and then present it to your employer. And some trusts have their own format, so you can just give the dates to them and then they will edit it to a format that they usually use, and then give you a signed document which you need to bring to your biometrics appointment. The second way that you can do it is actually just make a formal letter and have your sister or head or your nurse in charge to sign it for you. So that counts as a letter from your employer already. The next document that you need to bring is a declaration signed by yours truly. So when you do your application, when you have finished your application, you will ask to print this declaration. So make sure that you do not forget and you print this declaration and sign it, and make sure to bring it to your biometrics appointment. So that's the second document. The third document is similar to the mandatory document that I have mentioned earlier. That is your passports, your travel documents, or your national identity cards, if you do have one, that you have used while traveling inside and outside of the UK. And the fourth document, current biometric residence permit. Yes, so your passport and your BRP might be scanned twice or thrice depending on how the UKVCAS employer or a volunteer will do it. So they'll ask you for it quite a lot, so make sure that you have it in hand. The next document that you will be asked on your requirements when you go for your appointment is the evidence of your immigration status. Again, you can use your BRP for this, so that's why I said that your BRP and passport can be scanned quite a lot, so it is really important that you bring it. Then the next document is your most recent payslip and bank or building society statement. So you need to bring the latest 3 months of your payslip and also your bank statement. I think that's self-explanatory. So your bank statement should show the payment that is appearing on your payslip, so it should be the same. I don't know how they'll check it, but they'll definitely need the latest payslips and the latest bank statements. So make sure that you give them the latest copies. Anyways, you can always print them online right now, so I don't think you're gonna have a hard time getting these documents. Then the other document that you really should bring when you go for your biometrics appointment is a document from your employer who have issued you the certificate of sponsorship for your Tier 2 visa. So this document should contain your job code. They would be able to find out what your code is because it would appear, or it should have appeared on your certificate of sponsorship. So you need to ask this from your HR. So that's the documents, and those are the requirements that you need to bring during your biometrics appointment. If you're going to ask about the Life in the UK test proof, now, well, before they would give you a hard copy, so they require you to bring this. But right now, there is only a code that you can see online when you pass the test. So once you applied, or once you do your application for the ILR, you are asked to enter this code. So there's no need for you to bring any proof that you have passed your Life in the UK test, as long as you have entered the pass code that you were given when you passed the test. And that's it. All you have to do now is wait whether your application was successful or not. As for me, it took me 7 working days until I received a message saying that my application was successful. And it took me around, I think, 2 to 3 working days before I finally received the actual biometric residence permit card that says indefinite leave to remain. It's not quick, but it differs from each individual, because some of my friends, they received their visa quite late. Like, it took them 3 weeks. Some had the same experience as I did, which just took them like 7 working days. So before, they did have that priority, I don't know, like process wherein you just have to pay more than the asked amount for you to have your result the following day, like I think £800. But then now there's just one fee, and I think it's the rush application fee. So it's quite quick, and I think it's quite convenient because you don't have to travel anymore. Like for me, I'm here in the Northeast, so I did not have to travel to London anymore for my visa. I just had to do the UK VCAS application. I hope I'm saying that right. So it took me just like less than 10 working days, and then I got my visa. So I hope your application becomes successful, and I hope you found this video really helpful. If you like this video, hit thumbs up, comment down below if you want to tell me something, say anything, or suggest anything. And please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell beside the subscribe button